That time I got reincarnated as a true dragon by NautyManu. Chapter 13 All is right in love and war. Rimuru Pav. Arg, those two dense packers, don't they see how hard my sisters try to court them? Are they a freaking black hole? Or for God's sake, they even had a bath together and those two just thought they're just bonding. Och, and my sisters read too many mangas to point that they think that just wrapping those two will work. Though that isn't entirely wrong, but that will leave a scar on their relationship. Veldanava. Oh hello Rimuru, looks like you having a bad time. Rimuru. Yes, and to be honest, all of you are giving me a big headache. Veldanava. Why is that Rimuru? Because of those two dense idiots, and my stupid sisters are going in the wrong way in their relationship. Veldanava. Well, you should give them some advice, Rimuru. Not just for these, I have something for you as well. Veldanava. Oh, what is it? I think I am doing a good job keeping my relationship. Rimuru. That's the problem, you have been dating for the last 10 years. Look, for us 10 years is not a problem for you, but for Lucia, who used to be a human, that's a lot, and due to her kind nature she try her hard to not look disturbed. So for the love all that is holy, just man up and propose to her. Veldanava just weakly nodded and didn't refute, so I turned to my other siblings and said in a tired tone. Rimuru. And you two are even worse, you two just giving hints and never say it to their faces. What even worse is that you two definitely know that those two are dense as a black hole. Aren't you two dragons? So be a dragon and go after your mate in a direct way, and don't fush around the bush if you two want to be the main wife, since I for a fact know that they have more girls you can count on trying to be their main wife. So if you want to be first, then put your damn pride away and chase them. At first those two were looking down like bad children who got caught doing mischief, but when they heard there were more girls they released their aura, and after the lecture they both turned to their dragon form and fly straight to their mates. Veldanava. Well, putting that aside, where do you get this knowledge, as we know you never had a boyfriend? Rimuru. Brother, I already have a wife. Veldanava. Oh, that's WH. Wait, what? When did you have a wife, and when the hell did she snatched you? Rimuru. Sigh, brother, do you remember when I said a skill can evolve into a manas? Veldanava noted. Well, my skill evolved and she became my wife by default. Veldanava. But why didn't you introduce us to her? Rimuru. Because she said you guys are utter failures for dragons, and trust me, I totally agree with her since the facts she says are true. Veldanava. But what the hell is that supposed to mean? Rimuru. Think a little and you will know. Also, there's a good jewelry shop in hell at Lust's place, you should go there, we'll see ya. After Rimuru disappeared to a portal. Velzard Pav. No way in hell will I let those bitches get close to my mate. I will be first, and the worst of all, I was scolded by my elder sister about my useless pride. I still remember when we were training, Ne-sama always tells us that one's arrogance is one's downfall, and yet I let my pride get the better of me. Well, whatever, I will take what's mine and make him fall in love with me. As I was thinking this, I was near the White Palace. I transformed into my human form and ran towards Guy. Some people might have tried to ask me, but I ran like a tornado towards my destination until I reached a throne room. I blasted the door and see Guy sitting in the throne room looking bored. Guy Pav. This is so boring. Until I fought Rudra I haven't been able to stretch my muscles. As I was in my own monologue, the throne room door blasted open and Velzard came in front of me and... Velzard. Asterisk authoritative tone. Guy, let's have a fight right now. Well, I would usually question her who she is to boss around me, but my senses say that it will be last of me if I decline this offer. I nodded absent-mindedly, and the next moment Velzard and I was teleported in a place I really felt nostalgic of. It's in the underworld and in a really deserted place, and then I heard a voice. Rimuru. You two can go all out and don't worry about the damage. I made sure to clean it, also have fun. And that was signal before the battle for my life started. As the battle in Underworld, a similar battle is going in another dimension, which is later be known as Abyss. There are two people fighting there, the third true dragon Velgrind and the first hero Rudra. As the situation with Velzard, Velgrind stormed into the castle and challenged Rudra, who was doing paperwork, to a duel, and they were transported to this realm, and one who transported the two couples, well, she is happily drinking tea with her wife. Time skip 2 weeks. The first one to finish their battle was Rudra and Velgrind, in which Rudra manages to win by a small margin, and after the battle Velgrind confessed her feeling to Rudra and he accepted her. While they were chatting they were again teleported to a restaurant, and next to them another couple was teleported. They were Guy and Velzard. Like the other two, they fought in Guy's victory and Velzard confession, which he agreed. As the two couples were having an awkward moment, the door of the restaurant opened, revealing Rimuru in a maid's uniform. Having expected her female self, she doesn't mind wearing them. Rimuru. Well, since your little battle is over, let's celebrate, so come inside, I already made some food for you all. The couples looked at each other before nodding and went inside to have feast they will never forget in their entire life. Chapter 14 Primordials Rimuru Pav. After dealing with my siblings' love life, I have been relaxing in my restaurant, which actually turned into a legendary place, and I also put up a bar at nighttime for our regulars. Well, the bar was for Veldora to kill time, and he was pretty good at being a bartender, and like last time he put a Tokyoki stand and also a barbecue stand. We also have section for having tea and coffee and the one in the daytime. And guess who is a regular? It is our blank, or the new named Testarossa. Well, the primordials from time to time come and enjoy working here. If I had to say, well, for 4 days every month all the primordials come have 24-hour shift. Oh right, speaking about primordials, there are 7 born primordials and 1 ranked primordials. Well, I say ranked because she is as strong as them and she has an aspect to represent, like we have Testarossa who represents death, so her subordinates have a buff when doing death magic, but for her it is lust, and I mean the aspect of lust. She has a skill called Charm World, which is similar to Diablo's Temptation World, and she uses her charm and battle experience to fight. She can even fight with Diablo head-on. So as the queen of the underworld, I recognized her as a new primordial, and she is also happened to be a reincarnated soul. She was quite surprised when she learned that this is a different reality. Oh, by the way, her name is Sophie. She is lives near Testarossa and Diablo's territory, and her subordinates are most who were dumped by Diablo for being useless, well, useless for him to be exact. She is actually quite friendly with the others, especially Testarossa, who is having a blast knowing they share the same hobby of drinking tea. Come to think of it, I'm sure she has the shift today. Oh, speak of the demon. Rimuru-sama, I hear for my shift Sophie Pav. Hey sweetie, my name is Sophie and I'm a demon peer and the primordial of lust and the primordial pink. Well, I'm a reincarnator and my past self's name was also Sophie with no last name. Why, you ask? Well, I was a orphan and a stripper as well as a otaku. Well, I died when I was crossing the street thanks to Truck-kun, and the next moment I was standing in open field under the red sky. I had the same appearance I had in my past life, and I was gorgeous if I say so myself. Well, from that day I started to survive in this world. I learned swordsmanship by myself due to experience. After that I faced Noir, who is now called Diablo due to Rimuru-sama naming him. Well, let's say he and I fought for 7 years straight. Well, it is more like he was playing with me, but in those 7 years I evolved, and in the last months made him fight seriously, and trust me, that is an achievement no demon has done. After that I was invited to his lineage with a special position as his equal. After accepting his offer, my charm skill, one of the skill that she was born with, evolved into Charm World, which is pretty broken if I say so myself, and after that I started to create my own territory and subordinates. Well, most of my subordinates are people Testa and Diablo throw away, saying they have no use. Well, it's not like they are not, it's just that their bosses have no idea to how to put use of their talents, and so I started living my life as archdemon and ruled over my territory for next 10,000 years AMD. So after Guy was summoned, we all heard the voice of the world commanding us to come to a location. Notice that the queen of the underworld has summoned the remaining pillars of the underworld to her castle. At first I was skeptical, I mean, do we even have a queen, and where is she now? So I went to ask my friend Balnc for answers, and to my surprise she was there waiting for me. Hey Blanc, do you know what the hell is that notice is about? Blanc. Oh right, you are young so you may not know this. But in the early years when the underworld is created, there was an attack from the evil dragon Ivaraj which would be enough to obliterate even us, but we were saved by our queen. She used magic to shield the underworld and protect us, and when an army of insectors who were pawn of the evil dragon came to invade, she destroyed them in one attack, and then she declared not to invade her domain, and as we demons who respect power and strength offer our servitude to her, we refer her as our queen, and she has a castle in another dimension. Only those who are invited by her or the ones who have enough power can go there, and the minimum power should strong as us, our right-hand minions. Wow, that is so messed up. I mean, I thought demons will never acknowledge someone as their queen, even Blanc acknowledging her as a miracle, and she said only ones with power equal to an archdemon can enter her domain, which means only a handful of them even can enter, which means only the superpower houses can enter, which is a very scary thing to imagine. Time skip at the arrival of Rimuru's restaurant. Okay, what the pack is this? Isn't this a restaurant? And what the hell is an actual Japanese house doing near it? And why the hell is everyone having so excited expressions like they just witnessed an epitome? As I was in my own world, the restaurant door opened and a beautiful blue-haired woman appeared. But why do I feel like I seen this person before? Rimuru. Oh, the 5 of you come in. I'm sure you all would love to have some tea and snacks. And we can talk slowly since I decided to close the restaurant today just for you guys. Each word she spoke may seems normal, but there was a authority that even we can't disagree, so we went inside. The inside of the restaurant is what I expected. It has a Japanese culture with a bit of modern culture mixed in. The whole place is quite spacious for about more than 100 people, and there are a few stalls that interest me, which is a bar and a stadium with a mic on the stage. As we sat down, a man with blonde hair brought us some snacks and some tea. Rimuru. Thanks Veldora, you can go now. Wait a moment, did she just say Veldora? Isn't he the storm dragon Rimuru? So since everyone is here, and let's get to business. As soon as she said that, aura around her began to change from a childish princess to a queen filled with authority.